Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Cracking Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. Today we're going to be cracking into a Guilds of Ravnica pre-release kit. This time, is it? That's right, it is. It definitely is. And yes, I know that's the horrible joke that everyone always makes. So, you know, par for the course. Par for the course! Let us get right into it. Put that over there. Now, as some of you may know, or as some of you should know, and some of you may not know, you only get 5 packs in these boxes. You only get 5 packs. And you get a nice little die that is your actual guild. Let's see if that can... Does that focus? There it is. Look at that guy. Look at that guy right there. Very nice. So our little Izzet die, sweet. You only get 5 packs. And then you get this, oh look, there's a code. Anybody need a arena code for Guilds of Ravnica pre-release kit? There you go. So, this is a promo pack. It has 15 cards in it, one of them being a promo foil stamped rare. Most of you who know my channel very well know that I never open the promo rare cards out of these pre-release kits. Ever. I always leave them sealed. I have a ton of them sealed, just kicking around from like all of the pre-release kits I've opened from Aether Revolt, Eldritch Moon, like all that kind of stuff. I have the promos sealed still. And that's just a preference of mine. I keep them sealed so that if I ever want to sell them for any reason or whatever, I can, and they're still considered mint because they're in their original packaging. These ones are, however, a little different because they have 15 cards in them. The promo is on the front, but you've got 15 cards, so you've got 14 other cards in this pack. Now, they are specific to your guild, so they will all be of the color of the guild you picked. So in this case, when we picked Izzet, we will get all red and blue cards in this pack. There will be a bunch of red cards, a bunch of blue cards, and then a bunch of red-blue cards. Cards that are mixed. Gold cards. Or split cards, whichever. The point is that I generally don't open these. So, there. You've been warned. Fair warning to everyone. Okay, so, this is Hypothesis. Oh, interesting. They've done it like a little, like a science experiment. Hypothesis. Scientific orthodoxy stifles true innovation. Experimental parameters. Limited only by the bounds of your imagination. Directive. Liberate your intellect from such petty concerns as caution or impossibility. We are the inventors of new realities, relentlessly expanding the frontiers of the mind. We imagine, innovate, test, occasionally blow up our equipment, observe, learn, and test again. All Ravnica is our laboratory. We are the Izzet League. So there you go. A little bit of flavor from Izzet. And then we've got 5 packs. So let's see what we're going to find and what we're going to talk about, what we might build out of this. Let's get right into things. And then we'll show off the promo at the end and see if it fits into what we looked at. So we've got some red. We've got some white. Let's make sure everything is in shot, shall we? Right? We got some blue. We got a green here. Okay. So far, a little bit of everything. So far, a little bit of everything. Can you guys see that? You can't. Let's put it here then. How's that? There. Okay. We got another green. Okay, Demir Locket. Oh, wow. Alright, so we've got, like, a little bit of everything here. Demir's looking pretty solid, and our rare is a hatchery spider with an insect token. So not a lot in terms of Izzet cards out of that first pack. Right? In fact, our green is probably the strongest. Although we did get some pretty sweet blue-black cards. Okay, our first Izzet card. Look at that. And it's not even, like, super crazy amazing or anything. We did get a Steam Vents, though. So, there you go. And we did get our Izzet Guildgate. And we got a Ral emblem, so maybe. Maybe. What are we thinking? Does that mean we're going to get promo Ral out of this? Maybe. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think we could hit it that hard, could we? We'll probably get, like, a promo... I don't know. One of the split cards, maybe? Or something like that. Artful Takedown, one of the best removal spells out there. Another Sky Knight Legionnaire. Wow. We are seriously lacking on the Izzet cards here. Is Zoni, the Dimir Guildgate. So, we've got a lot to work with here. Izzet might be very hard to build with. We don't have a lot of jumpstart. And we don't have a lot of red and blue that seems specifically exciting. We have a lot of aggro. We have a lot of Dimir as well. This guy is just pretty much good in any deck that you can play multicolor spells in. Alright, we got a Midnight Reaper. So far, no rares on color for Izzet. We got a green black, and a black. And then we got a Steam Vents, which is, I mean, technically, I guess that's on color, but it's not really. So it looks like this Izzet build is not really going to be Izzet. But we'll see. We don't really need that, so we'll put that there. Uprising. Okay. Okay. And we hit a Trostani. Wow. Alright. Okay. And a Selesnya Guildgate. Holy moly. And we got a Burb. Alright, so we know that there's 15 cards in here. Right, that are going to be in blue-red colors. So Muse Drake, definitely playable in the Izzet deck. Same with Dazzling Lights. Absolutely playable in the Izzet deck. Capture Sphere is a very good card. It's not really something that you want to be playing in the Izzet deck, but it is something that you could definitely sideboard in if you want to. Wall of Mist. This card is fine if you need something against early aggro. Selective Snare is actually not necessarily bad, especially in this type of format, because there are going to be a lot of people that have multiples of the same types of creatures and that kind of stuff. Night Veil Sprite is very good just in blue. Like, it's just a solid blue card. It essentially lets you surveil every turn as long as it doesn't die. Devious Cover-Up, I actually got a chance to play with this for the first time a little while ago, and this is actually a lot more powerful than I thought it was. Returning 4 cards to your library from your graveyard is a great way to get back some of your combat tricks and other things. So it's not bad. Leapfrog can get there, but you need to make sure that you have enough instants and sorceries to back it up. And right now, we don't really. Guild Summit is interesting. So I've seen it played in Sealed and in Draft. The fact that we only have 5 gates means we can only draw 5 cards with this at most, right? Because when you put it into play, you can tap a gate if it's in play to draw a card. And then when you play a gate, you draw a card. So you can only draw 5 cards at most with this. So that's all this does for you. So it's not particularly amazing. We probably wouldn't play 2 Devious Cover-Ups. A second Wall of Mist is definitely not in the cards. Like, so, like, in our blue is, like, super not exciting. Like, it's really not exciting. Like, I would play the Capture Sphere, and then, like, maybe one of the Wall of Mists and the Wishcoin Crab. And that's probably all I would play out of this blue pool, right? So then let's look at red, right? Goblin Crater Maker, solid in literally any red deck. Any deck that runs red, this card is just great. It's a 2/2 for 2, so it's a bear, but it has an ability that lets you shoot a creature for 2 damage or destroy a colorless non-land permanent. So you can blow up an artifact, you can blow up like a token that's not got a color, something, you know, like there's a whole bunch of things that you can blow up with it. Fire Urchin this card is built for the Izzet deck. I find that this guy actually does really well in the Boros deck because he's a 1/3 for 2 with trample, and mentoring this guy makes him very powerful. At least that's what I've found. But he does get +1/+0 until end of turn every time you cast an instant or sorcery. So there you go. Sure Strike, also just very good. The Wojak Bodyguard, even though this isn't, you're trying to build an Izzet deck, he's not bad. He's a 3/3 for 3, which is not terrible. He is sort of hard to deal with if your opponents don't have the right stuff. You probably don't want to play the Goblin Locksmith, but you probably do play both of these because you do want those jumpstart abilities. So that's what I would say if we were playing Izzet. Now, it's not very strong. Like we have what, 1? And that's not even amazing. The invert and invent is not super amazing. So we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've got 14 playables, and you need 24 to build a deck. Now, you're going to probably get another 10 out of here. Like, I would say you probably get at least 10 playables for an Izzet deck out of this. Easily. That being said, it's still a little rough, because you're not using any of your rares, right? So, personally, I would probably take this build in a different direction. I would probably go green, splashing good stuff. So, because we do have Tristani, we have Hatchery Spider, we have Azoni, and we have Midnight Reaper. And we do have... I mean, we have 1 Selesnya Guildgate, but we also have, like, a Dimir Guildgate and 2 Boros Guildgates. So, like, we could definitely splash some colors. Like, because in green, too, right, we have Urban Utopia, which lets us make colors, and we have 2 of them. We only have 2? Yeah, we only have 2. So, I mean, like, our green is not super strong. But green as a base, with these 3 cards for fixing, is perfectly fine, right? These 3 cards for fixing, you go green, black. You play all your Golgari cards, plus you throw in some Selesnya cards, and you throw in your black, which is pretty strong as well. Because like we have a Deadweight, which is just a solid removal, Burglar Rat, which is also just great. Okay, our black is not super strong either, I guess. But, like, I don't think I would play the Moodmark Painters. The Undercity Necrolisk is probably fine. I probably wouldn't play any of these cards either. But it still lets you play some of your Selesnya cards. And you play your Golgari cards. You can play your Selesnya cards. Actually, our Selesnya cards aren't great either, because we're definitely not playing 3 Centaur Peacemakers. We don't want to give our opponent 9 life. I mean... We have some very good blue-black cards. Whisper Agent, very good. Artful Takedown, just amazing. Disinformation Campaign, also very good. Darkblade Agent is fine. I probably would only run 2, if not... I wouldn't run all 3, I don't think. Boros was pretty strong, too. We have 3 Sky Knight Legionnaires, which is already just pretty strong as it is. And the Boros Challenger, which is a very good 2-drop in Boros. And then, of course, we have the Integrity and Intervention, which is a very good card as well. Our white... Demotion is fine. Skyline Scout is fine. And Healer's Hug. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 playables in white. Now, our red, if we were playing Boros, we would play all of this minus the Gravatic Punch, and we would bring in the Locksmith. And that would be an okay Boros deck. So let's see what our promo is and see. We've got a Fire Mines Research. So it's not RAL, which is what we expected. I mean, there's no way we can call shot twice, right? So if we opened this up, there would be a bunch of cards in here for Izzet specifically. So you'd end up with a bunch of blue-red cards, and a bunch of blue cards, and a bunch of red cards. So it may increase the amount of cards that you would play for, let's say, a Dimir deck, because you might get enough blue in here that you're like, my Dimir is a little bit better, I could play Dimir. Or it might give you enough red that you're like, okay, I've got enough red, I can play Boros with the red cards that came out of here and splash blue maybe, right? Because like we do have an Izzet Guildgate and we do have a Steam Vents, right? So we could end up playing like blue, red, white, right? And see where that goes. Get some Jeskai up in there, right? So I mean, interesting. And Fire Mind's Research is actually not a bad little card. It's very good in the Izzet deck for sure, right? Because it's 2 mana, and whenever you cast a sorcery, instant or sorcery, you put a charge counter on it. And then for 1 in a blue, you can remove 2 charge counters and draw a card. Or for 1 in a red, you can remove 5 and deal 5 damage to any target. So it gets pretty strong. Now, again, like I said, I don't normally open these at all. So I'm going to stick to that, and I'm not going to open it. So, I mean, it's probably hard to tell what to run. It's very tempting to go kind of like a green, white, black. Like, Tristani is just a solid card by itself, right? Like, if we had enough in green and white to just run green-white, we would probably do it. That being said, Midnight Reaper is also just very good. And Azoni is okay. And the Hatchery Spider is alright as well. Like, it's heavy cost, right? This is 6 and this is 7. So you really need to get there on the lands. That being said, our Golgari cards, not terrible. 2 Rhizome Lurchers are actually okay. They're a 2/2 for 4, but they come in with a 1/1 counter on it for every creature in your graveyard. So that's not bad. The Okran Assassin is fine as well. Death Touch and all creatures able to block it do so. Undercity Uprising is probably a very good removal spell for green and black. I don't want to say it's the best removal spell for green and black, but it's definitely one of the better ones. I don't know. This is a tough pool to play, mainly because I guess we're not opening this and seeing, like, I think that this would make us lean a little stronger into the Izzet for sure. I would say that, like, with this pool the way it is right now, if we were to open this and add it to the pool, it would probably be a strong enough case to stay Izzet and maybe splash some of our Dimir cards. That seems like probably what would end up happening. Because we don't have... Do we have a Dimir Guildgate? We do. We have a Dimir Guildgate, and we have a Dimir Locket. So we have fixing for blue-black without any issue. So that's probably what we would end up doing, is we would probably end up running... Grixis. We'd probably end up running Grixis with knowing that we were going to get probably at least somewhere between, let's say somewhere between 7 to 10 playables out of this pack, right? And it possibly more, right? Depending on how badly you're forcing Izzet, right? But anyway, there you go, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I've been your host, MrBevers. This has been just a little Izzet pre-release kit opening. We got a lot of blue cards. My goodness. They're just not very good. That's all. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.